Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Huyanan, Sanibonani, wherever you are watching us from. My name is Princess Lukele, and welcome to our Hands of Love segment on our YouTube channel. We are so excited to be having today's discussion, or rather today's topic, and we're talking today about the 3 Ds of achieving your goals. We understand that everything in life has a process, or there's a formula basically to do just about anything in life. So is achieving your goals, because if you just go on and try to achieve anything without following the proper steps or the proper process of doing it, you're probably not even going to achieve that. Same thing with a child. When they start walking, they would have crawled and then walked and then start running. And it's the same thing with achieving your dreams. So which brings me to the 3 Ds that one needs to follow in order to achieve any dreams, right? So what are these 3 Ds? The first one is desire. If there's no desire for you to achieve your dreams, you're probably not even gonna do it. Remember, the desire is the one that determines whether you're gonna make it or you're going to follow through with whatever dreams that you have. We know there's a lot of people that have dreams and wishes to achieve certain things or to do certain things. For instance, there's a lot of people that are wanting to start their own businesses, but that becomes a dream because all they do is think about it, talk about it, but they never action. So desire is very important, because desire is the one that kickstarts the process. Just like when you are building a house, there's a foundation, there's the digging part. So there's got to be a desire for you to go through that hard process of digging, so that there can be a foundation. And in terms of achieving your goal, we see that as you basically planning or having that desire, that burning desire for you to achieve or to materialize a certain dream or a certain goal that you're wanting to do, right? Without desire, you're not going to follow through with whatever steps or processes or actions that you need to do to see it through, right? So that's the first thing. Once there is a desire, the next thing that's important is drive. The drive is very important, because why are you even waking up in the morning to go to work when it's raining or when it's storming, right? So the drive is the one that's going to see you through, is the one that's going to make sure that if you have a list of things that you need to do, or that you need to action, right? That it's the one that makes sure that you're ticking off those things, right? We know that when you're wanting to start a business, whether you're wanting to study or you want to achieve, it could be anything that you're wanting to achieve. These 3 Ds still apply, right? That there's obviously going to be hurdles, right? With everything in life, there's hurdles, there's obstacles, there's things that come on your way to actually hinder you from achieving it. It's not even to hinder you, but these are things that life will throw at you, because there's no such thing as an easy achievement. If that was the case, everybody will be a millionaire or a billionaire, right? But those people had to conquer those things or overcome them for them to become or to get to where they are now, the millionaires, the billionaires, right? So you as well, with your dream, however small, however big it is, you're still gonna come across those things. And the question is your drive hard enough? Is your dream, the reason or the why of why you're wanting to achieve that thing, big enough to allow you to actually go through whatever that you need to go through to get to the other end? That's very, very important, because that differentiates the people that starts businesses and quit along the way, or the people that start studying and quit along the way, the people that go to school for a certain grade and decide to stop along the way, right? It's not going to be easy. It's not nice to be studying for an exam, because it means there's certain things that you must forfeit. If your friends are going out to party, it means you staying home to study because you have a dream, right? It's not nice for people to be coming back and be like, oh, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you know that you would like to do that, but you can't do that. But if your drive and your desire is strong enough, those things would ensure that you are taking the steps, or you are basically staying behind to ensure that you're studying, or you're working on your business, or you're doing whatever it is that you need to do to ensure that your dream comes true, right? And the last D that we talk about is do. You gotta have actions. Remember, if you have a plan without actioning it, then that plan it's as good as non-existent, right? So you gotta action. So whatever dreams or plan or desire that you're wanting to achieve, or goals, you gotta have action. You gotta do something. Remember, for a house to come up, there's gotta be cement that is so you cannot expect a house to go up if that process is not done, right? Meaning there's gotta be a sweating, there's gotta be a certain level of uncomfortability that comes with it, but there's gotta be action, right? So you can't achieve anything without having, there's gotta be a certain level of action that comes from your side. You can't just make things come to be, unlike a Bible where you make this mountain move and the mountain moves. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. You gotta stand up, right, for you to have the thing come about. So the third D speaks to the doing, right? What action are you taking? I mean, if you've got a list of things that you need to be achieving, are you actually actioning those things and ticking them off and saying, okay, today I'm supposed to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or call a few clients, or call a few companies regarding certain things, or call a few suppliers to check their pricing and whatever that you're wanting to do. If you're studying, how many chapters are you doing today? So you don't achieve things by wishing for things to come to be, but you achieve things by action. So once you start actioning, that's when then the ball starts rolling. And sometimes people get intimidated by the process because they start looking at the bigger picture. They want things to happen now. Remember, for anything that you want to achieve in life, it's a process. It's steps by step. How do you eat an elephant? You chew it one step at a time, one bite at a time. You don't just go for the whole thing. So I think it gets overwhelming when you start looking at the bigger picture. Remember, it takes time. Rome was not built in a day, right? So it means the certain things that you need to be doing, the actions. I always say it doesn't even have to be big actions, as long as you're achieving and ticking off something in the list towards your dream is very important. Daily, make sure that there's 1 or 2 things that you're doing. If you're writing a book, at least even if it's 1 page that you're writing in that day, that's very important, because at least there's action. You're doing something towards it. Remember, if you don't action something, then as the day goes, you start getting demotivated, and then you start talking yourself out of it. So it's important that there's action every day. I always say you've got to have people that can hold you accountable. So it's important that you find it's either a mentor or a friend that can hold you accountable, or that you can tell about your dream, so that when you start slacking off, they can say, okay, dude, remember you said you want this done by a certain date. That's very important to have what we call accountability partners, because those people would hold you liable and remind you of the dream that you wanted to do, right? So it's important that you action your dream, as little as it may be, or if it means picking up the phone, or sometimes just journaling about your dream, right? That's still another action, right? Because without action, there's no progress, right? So it doesn't matter how much action you are making towards your dream, as long as you are doing something. That's the important thing, because your mind and your psyche now starts thinking, okay, cool, we're working towards it. And you'll see that it builds up. Any action that you're doing towards your business, towards your schooling, towards whatever dream that you're setting yourself, or a goal that you're wanting to do, as long as you are doing that, or you're doing something towards that, it makes a big difference, right? So just to recap of about the 3 Ds that we're talking about, the 3 Ds that one needs to have in place for them to achieve their dream. First one is being there's got to be a drive, Remember, sorry, a desire. You gotta have a reason why you're wanting to do that thing. Remember, that drive is the thing that makes you talk about your dream, and you beam when you talk about it, and you can't stop talking about it. There's gotta be a desire. For instance, I'm not interested in building a car as an example, because I've got no desire. It's got nothing to do with my path and where I wanting to go. So I have no desire to do that. So I would not even start to study or investigate or research towards building a car. So it's got to be something that comes within you, something that you've always dreamed about, something that you know that you can't stop talking about, something that you know that perhaps that's your life purpose. Or, I mean, if you're wanting to do your master's degree or your doctorate as an example, if that's something you've always wanted, and it's something that, when you have a dream, it irks you, you feel uncomfortable when you're not working towards it, it's that desire, that thing that is deep within that says, okay, I'm gonna do that. Because remember, everybody has desires, but if your passion and your desire is not strong enough to drive you, then you won't do it. So it's very, very important that you have the desire. Once the desire is there, then there's got to be a drive, because the drive is the one that moves the car. Because remember, it's one thing to get into the car, and it's another to start the ignition and hit the accelerator for the car to move. That's what we're talking about. That drives, that thing that makes you wanna go and do it and achieve, and so that it can come about. That's what we're talking about. There's got to be a drive. And lastly, there's got to be there's got to be action. There's got to be a doing that comes from your end, right? And all I'm saying is, it doesn't matter how much action you're doing, as long as you are working towards something. It's always important that every night before you go to bed, that you write on your journal or your to-do list, and then in the morning you start actioning those things that you're wanting to do. Even if it's 3 things, it doesn't have to be everything. If it's just the main things that will start you from going, right? Because sometimes you gotta push this car. You gotta push your mind and yourself, so that your mind can get into the habit of saying, look, we are doing this. And once you get into the habit, you'll see just how quickly you start achieving. So guys, let's go ahead, let's go and make our dreams come true. Let's go and achieve whatever goals that you have. Start writing the desire, right? Write it down so that you can see it on paper, because when something is on paper, your psyche registers it, and then you start actioning it and doing it. So I say, let's go for it. Let's go for our dreams. Remember the triple D: desire, drive, as well as do, which is action, whatever that you're wanting to do. Guys, we'll see you at the top. Enjoy and have a lovely, lovely, lovely weekend. Cheers.